A suspect in a double school stabbing in North London is a former pupil. That's what the Metropolitan Police have tonight confirmed. You'll remember that on Tuesday lunchtime, officers were called here to Kingsbury High School in Brent in northwest London after reports that two students, boys aged 12 and 13, had been stabbed inside a classroom. We've since learned today that the suspect involved, who was arrested after a 1-hour manhunt yesterday afternoon, was a former student. We heard from some witnesses here who say that that boy is alleged to have worn his old school uniform after being excluded from the premises behind me a few months ago, has made his way back to the school yesterday where he is alleged to have launched this attack. We've been hearing in the last half an hour or so from Detective Chief Superintendent Helen Flanagan of the Counter-Terrorism Policing London team. She confirmed that it was a former pupil and said he arrived at around 12:30 p.m. He's gone up to a first thought classroom, it's alleged, a science classroom where he sprayed a substance towards a pupil before stabbing, it's alleged, a 13-year-old boy in the classroom. He then made an exit from that room, made his way down a flight of stairs where a 12-year-old boy, a year 7 pupil we believe, was attempting to raise the alarm by pressing a fire button, which would of course have evacuated the whole school. That student was also then stabbed. Both boys were taken to hospital. We now understand their condition is stable. They were held overnight, but both boys thankfully expected to survive. Police have searched 3 different premises, 2 homes and a mosque today, where that boy yesterday afternoon was found. It's not known if that mosque is linked to the suspect in any way or if he was just passing through by chance. Police are also seeking to interview 30 to 40 witnesses, and Miss Flanagan told this press briefing, quote, "This is an extremely delicate process given the young ages of many of the witnesses, and we are using highly trained and specialist officers to carry out these interviews." This probe had been taken over by counter-terror police yesterday evening. However, after around 20 hours or so of investigating, they've come out in the last few moments to say that they do not believe at this time that this was a terrorist attack. And we've also heard from witnesses who say that one of the victims and the alleged assailant of this attack had a long-standing feud, and there was already some animosity between them, and that this therefore could have been a more targeted attack as opposed to an indiscriminate act of violence. But either way, the questions about the safety of the pupils at this school behind me will go on for many weeks to come. We've heard from some students today and some friends of students and relatives of students who say they simply do not feel safe coming back here anytime soon. We've also been hearing from the parents and relatives of pupils at this school who were in neighbouring classrooms in the science block when this attack happened. They say they heard a lot of screaming, some shouting and banging, some students even resorting to banging on the windows to try and catch the attention of those outside and get help to them as soon as possible. We've spoken to Al-Sayed Aligani, a 32-year-old whose younger sister was in one of those classrooms next door, and he told us that some students had seen blood splattered onto the window while making their escape into a playground where they were held by teachers while the police did rounds across the school to try and find this suspect. He told us, quote, "I was told that there was a lot of banging from the class next door, and when the fire alarm went off, my sister was told to go downstairs. When she walked past the classroom, she saw splatters of blood on the window." He added, "It's really scary. The children were all shaken up." He said the suspect, now arrested by the police, was known to have had anger issues and had been out of the school for a while.